Give a shit. Okay, so okay, 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 590. I'm a jerk. I'm sorry. It's almost October. Ooh, almost Halloween season.
Oh, well, I mean, this is only really relevant for our live broadcast, but it's also almost Transformers the Movie Fathom event, which is tomorrow.
Holy crap.
I am going to that.
I am not. I wanted to, but the closest there is an hour and a half away each way.
Yep. Well, that's about what I'm doing, Don. No, I'm doing double that. I'm doing 3 hours each way.
But that would be with me. That would have been awesome.
No, it's in Greensboro, Brian. That's literally the closest place. It's an hour and a half.
Is one of the Grand Theaters? Is that where it is?
It's the one. It's the one near Friendly.
Okay.
I think it is the one with the one with the cool echo chamber.
So gosh, if anybody's watching it and they happen to be in the Charlotte area and they are going to the AMC at Concord Mills, I'll see you there. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, make sure you go up and give him a hug. He likes that.
Yeah. Triplet will be with me and our friend Ricky.
Oh, definitely give Triplet a hug.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you got Triplet to go out. That's like a rare occasion.
Yeah, because he's not playing Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Maybe it's
would be a Thursday. Yeah. Well, I'm now picturing him and John in the same room at a show, and neither one of them go anywhere or do anything. They just sit there playing their respective video games the entire time.
I was going to say about the movie that I can't wait to do a review, but I did that the first time in 1997. So, and no matter what, on Amazon or DVD Now or whatever the site that I post the reviews to, for whatever reason, mine always gets the most thumbs down. It's like people don't agree with my opinion on that movie.
I would like to go see it. It's just one, the drive, and two, I really don't think I can enjoy it anymore like I used to because I've just seen it so many times, and I've been lucky enough at the BotCons to see it, especially when Cypher and the rest of them were doing the MST3K.
Yeah.
That was always a big highlight for me. So I just really don't think it's worth it for me anymore with the enjoyment I will get out of it after so many.
I'm
viewings.
just so excited to see it on the main screen.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it 100 times, but I want to see it on the big screen.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was there in '86, obviously. So I mean,
But Don, this is digitally remastered, so it's going to look better than.
It's going to look exactly like your Blu-ray.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that I've seen it, and I just don't think that there's a lot of uniqueness left in it for me.
I've seen it a number of times, mid to high triple digits, if not low quadruple digits. So I don't know that I'm going to catch anything new. But
you're going to be in a crowded place. You could catch a new sickness.
It's true. I watched it.
Or distribute one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sick right now. So, of course, I've watched it on my projector on a 12-foot screen. When they played it at BotCon that one time, I missed it. So I've actually never seen it in the theater. I've seen Ghostbusters nearly as many times. And when I got to see Ghostbusters 2 years ago, when it was re-released, I actually did catch some new stuff.
Yeah, but if you've never seen the movie on the theater screen, visually it is one of the most striking movies you will ever see.
Just like 2001.
Yeah.
That's what Roger Ebert said.
Yeah. It's just, I just can't, I just don't think I can actually get the enjoyment out of it that the drive would require.
I think in my review from 97, I compared it unfavorably to Rescuers Down Under. That's how great of a movie that it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a good movie, but I love it. It's okay.
I would have thumbs down that review too. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump into the show. Hey, buy a shirt. TFRadio.net/shirts. And so anybody get anything?
Ooh, I
Diecast, go ahead.
I'll go. And this is for Eric. I told him in the chat that I was going to show him something that he would like. It's the Unique Toys Challenger, which is their Optimus Prime, of course, movie Optimus Prime. It comes with 2 heads, which is kind of a pain because it's not easy to get to the screw to unscrew the head. You have to unscrew it from the bottom here, and it's a little bit difficult. So I haven't swapped out the head yet, and I don't have the batteries for it because they're, believe it or not, they're button cells that I don't have, and I have 100 different types of button cells. I haven't transformed it yet, but just moving around it, it's really nice. Good quality, nice size.
How's the backpack?
The backpack comes off. This is just, the storage for the
really
sword
clean in the
and
back.
shield. Yeah,
It
it's really clean in the back.
Wow.
Not bad at all. Just this peg is a little bit tight. So you don't want to push it in all the way. You just want to put the tip in. Otherwise, it'll actually it was already starting to, the plastic was starting to stretch and, could have tore. So now I just put the tip in, and as long as you
Eric
do that.
is asking how you got it so early.
How'd I get it so early?
His question, not mine.
Taobao. It
Of
also
course.
came with some pre-order bonuses, which I didn't see anyone show yet, so I'm going to show them, and I'm not sure who gets them. There's this little metal silver thing, which I'm sure is from the movie. It almost looks like a staff or something. Does anyone have any clues?
The staff of Merlin wasn't that in the
Decepticon
was a
Raiders in
staff
King
of
Arthur's
Merlin.
Court.
yeah there was something about maybe it's for one of the human figures they could hold it or something.
So I got that. I got this sword, which I don't think is for Optimus Prime. I feel like it's for someone else. It has some smaller pegs to it. So I'm not sure if it's for Lockdown or I don't know who it's for. And then the third thing that it came with, which isn't listed or in any photos, is this. This is the staff. So, and it's pretty big. Optimus Prime can hold it. So, those were the 3 pre-order bonuses that came with it that I had no idea about.
Eric says the knife is for Peru Kill, and Rodimus Supreme says that it's Merlin's staff from the last night, you dummy.
Well, I only watched the movie once, but what am I going to do with this little tiny...
Dummy's probably to me. I'm not even paying attention to what Diecast had. I just heard Merlin. And I'm like, oh, Decepticon Raiders in King Arthur's Court.
Yeah.
Because I try to forget about the last night.
Yeah, but I got that.
It's surprisingly easy.
Yeah, it is. I know, right? and I kind of liked it.
Don't you have to try?
Yeah.
I'll throw something official in there. I got the Shadow Raider.
The fake Peru. Well, not Peru.
I'm so glad they used that name because that reminds me of Shadow Raider War Planets. Just because now they've got the name back, maybe they'll do something with that property at some point.
It's just an orange car. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the Bumblebee. They had 2 Shadow Raiders and 2 or 3 Ratchets, but no Bumblebees to be found. So,
hey, Diecast, can you, while we're doing the show, can you open that up so we can see what the orange looks like? At least, just so we can just judge the orangeness of the
because it's going to come across so well on his webcam.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then I also got the Pocket Toys Transsphere. This is the little DX9 Soundwave. It's smaller than what I'm used to with Legend scale because I think I really like the scale like the Mech Fans toys and those because he's a little bit tiny.
Okay, so how does it compare to the Hot Soldiers version?
Hot Soldiers one is bigger.
Okay.
This has a little bit better articulation, but I think I like the size better on the Hot Soldiers. And then, speaking of small, very small, I also got the little these 2 little guys.
Those are tiny. Wow.
Yeah, these are the Magic Square.
Yeah.
But they're, even though I'm saying this isn't that great because it's small and I love these guys. I don't know what it is about. Probably they're close to the original toy size, if not a little bit smaller than the 1986 toys. And just to get a Prime Master up here,
That's pretty small.
Yeah, they're about the same size as that, and
So,
they're super fun.
yeah. So you probably have more Magic Square than anyone I've seen so far. Is there, for those that care,
My kids have quite a bit of it. They love it. It's very educational.
Yeah. But is there internal scale kind of what they're shooting for those people that care about scale?
I only have these two.
Oh, I thought you had I thought you had the Inferno and the Grapple too.
No, the Inferno and the Grapple are the
Papa Toys.
Papa Toys, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can kind of. They don't. I don't know. I kind of, even though I like scale, I don't necessarily buy everything because it's in a certain scale.
No, you just buy everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I know people that where scale is the most important thing. So even though it's a good figure, they're not going to buy it if it doesn't fit in with the extra or Y. So that's just why I was wondering.
Oh, we all know those people.
You know, which I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. I just didn't know how the internal sizing was working on the Magic Square stuff.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Jason, what'd you get?
Well, first off, I got another Toy Hacks shipment. So since I bought everything I'm going to buy for Power of the Primes, I can pretty much stick everything for Power of the Primes now because I got anything else.
Yep.
And it was at Walmart last week, I think. And I've seen the Movie 1 Prime there before, but I found G1 Optimus there.
Nice. How's it feel? Is it diecast?
Yeah, there's some diecast in it.
Some.
I'm in it.
Yeah, I don't think it's all the way. Yeah, like this is definitely plastic here and stuff, but yeah. He's nice. I was gonna get Ecto 1 too, but the Ecto 1 at this scale, the paint wasn't great. But the larger one looks like it's a lot more detailed, so I'll probably get that. So that's the only ones I saw other than like Camaro Bumblebee. So when G1 Bumblebee comes out, I'll grab him too. But they're nice, they just go on the shelf, they sit there, and this is pretty much the only representation of, 07 movie Prime I'll ever have, so I took it.
You need to get Night Watch Prime if you can find one that you can afford. It's such a gorgeous color scheme.
Yeah, and that's the biggest reason this will be the only representation of that in Prime, because that's a lot of money. So that was it for me.
Cool. Chris, did you get anything?
No.
Don?
Yeah, I don't have them to show because they're out in the car, and that would require me leaving the apartment today. And after working 25 hours, I wasn't going anywhere at all.
Like, is it like chunks of coworkers in like garbage bags?
No, it's I picked up these new Cyberverse-ish Legends, Optimus Prime, and Barricade. I found them locally, the new Cyberverse versions. They had Bumblebee, but I have enough Bumblebee in my life, and but they look pretty good. I'm going to open them up tomorrow when I feel like leaving the apartment and venturing out the 30 feet to my car. But that's really it because it's been a real drought. Only thing I found was Marvel Legends Moon Knight, and that was it.
Figure.
I need that. Moon Knight's a figure I want.
That's old. That came out like a year and a half ago.
I don't have it.
It's very hard to find. I've only seen 2 since I started looking for one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't normally look for Marvel Legends figures, and I've never come across it, so I didn't even know it was released.
But that is a really nice looking figure.
I really like the Silver Surfer that was at Walgreens. I'm really happy with that. Taskmaster and that I guess redecoed Build-A-Figure Thanos.
Yeah.
Those are the last ones I bought.
Magic is also showing up at some Walgreens. The Ileana Rasputin, Colossus's sister.
Okay, cool.
So is Thing started showing up at Walgreens.
I need to get that. Okay, Rob, anything?
I got one of those like knockoff tiny transforming battleships at Dollar Tree. And let me tell you, the plastic is very, very slightly a better quality than the blister it's packed in, and that's about it.
Is this one of those upscale mini cons or
upscaled? It probably is an upscaled MicroMaster. It's what it looked like to me, so that's why I got it. And yeah, even for $1, the quality is not great.
I think I remember seeing a KO of the Revenge of the. I think it was the. Chris, what movie series was it that had all the great scouts? Was it Revenge of the Fallen?
Yeah.
Okay, the little ship sonar, the little battleship.
Yeah.
I've seen a KO of that,
sonar.
So that may have been what it was.
Okay.
Rob. I'm not sure.
I vaguely remember.
Not sure.
Yeah.
I think they redecoed that mold and called it Depth Charge also.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
it's definitely not that mold because it's nothing that impressive looking. If it's anything, it's a G1 MicroMaster, but I'm not even sure it's that.
But it's easy to remember Revenge of the Fallen's the one with all the good scouts because in Dark of the Moon, the scout class was repurposed for the small Human Alliance stuff, which was good when it was good, but frequently was not.
Yeah.
And then there were no scouts for the first movie or 4 and 5.
Okay. For me, so Matt and John are here. I got nothing toy-wise. I'm going to mention it here. No spoilers, but I picked up Star Trek versus Transformers. Of course, it's Man, I do want to spoil one thing. I'm not going to. Star Trek the Animated Series. There is one joke in it that I felt was out of place thematically, but I still loved it, even though it's not the greatest piece of fiction you're ever going to read. Just getting, I'll call it a pitch perfect, almost pitch perfect interpretation of Star Trek the Animated Series in comic form. Made my day. Yep. I love that, and I am definitely going to miss a Star Trek the Animated Series once the series is over. Hopefully IDW would just start making that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'd buy it.
And Chris, I don't know about you, but I think it'd be fun knowing that Star Trek Animated Series was coming out and Moloth would be reading it, and every issue would have Eric's, which would totally piss him off every month or forever.
Yeah,
which I think it would be awesome.
And spoilers, Eric's is in it.
And let's see what else. Oh yeah, so no, I haven't gotten it yet, but I've been doing so much work in my office over the last 8 months or so. I'm probably buying another KLAX unit for the office this week. It's gonna be a 5x5. It's gonna go on the wall opposite me. So over the next couple weeks, be on the lookout for more collection photos, as I think I finally get it the way I want it.
Finally.
Until I have no more room and need a bigger house.
Which is
I mean for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. So let's go ahead and jump to this week in history. Thank you, Chris, for this. 2001, the Robots in the Skies episode, The Fish Test, premieres in the U.S. And if you want to know what the episode's about, it's about a fish test.
Yeah, this is the episode I probably have heard the most about. People when RID was on. This is probably the episode I saw the most traffic on, people mentioning and people liking, just for the craziness.
It's about an online fish personality test and several Transformers from Skybite to I forget all the characters that take the test, but it's just preposterous, and it's amazing that we got an English language episode about this that was very watchable. So congratulations to Saban for putting on a good episode.
They had a good script writing team for that project.
Yeah. I mean, Car Robot's not necessarily a great series. None of the Japanese original series. After actually, I guess Beast Wars 2nd, Neo and Car Robots. Beast Wars Neo in 2nd. Yeah, those series aren't good, but then thanks to Saban, we got a very watchable car robots. It's a shame that we never got the same treatment for Neo and Second, but at the same time, we're probably better off.
I think one of my favorite parts of the episode, now that I see the picture, is the Predacon trio dressing up as, various Autobots with just things strapped to them, trying to... It just... Skybite as Rail Racer is just terribly funny to me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, his is the one where it's literally 3 trains strapped to his back, and that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tokuger would be proud.
So Skybite, who was a fish, what was the kind of fish that he ended up being? Does anybody remember?
Jellyfish?
Jellyfish. God, that's great.
And a shark.
Yeah, and Jared Hebert in the chat said we did that on Transformers Rewind. We sure did. So you can search for that at tfradio.net. Let's see.
Yeah, we
here.
did that on Rewind for the same reason it was This Week in History, because...
Yeah. Okay, so... I'm going to just say it, Chris, because this is what he did. He put it in there. The B news for the week. Transformers Bumblebee movie trailer was released, and it sure had a bunch of G1-looking Transformers in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And there was even more shots of them in one of the international versions.
So I think it was General Techno I saw on Twitter who made the point that none of the characters that we actually see are participating in anything whatsoever. So basically, there was no significant changes to the movie needed to just make these, flashbacks or whatever into G1. So probably the original idea was they were going to look like Bayformer stuff, which I buy that. That makes sense to me. But yeah, so we saw Shockwave, Soundwave, Optimus Prime, and Ravage, and a bunch of characters in the background that were sort of nondescript. I guess we saw the Seekers as well.
Yeah.
A lot of Seekers, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess they were, from my recollection, they were more in the War for Cybertron vein.
I mean, if anything, yeah, they didn't really conform to any one specific previous thing. It seemed to be kind of like a greatest hits collection.
Yeah, but the reaction online was overwhelmingly positive.
Yes, for that 5-second span of the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, even people who are Michael Bay devotees, people who like the Bayformer movies, very few of them were sour grapes over this. Most of them were like, hey, Bay did a perfectly fine job, which he didn't. People who are down on the Bay movies tended to really like it. And it'll be really interesting to see how the movie performs. And if it performs fairly well, what that means for the future of the franchise.
I don't think we would ever get a movie with those character designs. It's just a flashback, or you get those images where he's talking to Optimus Prime, whether it's a flashback or real time. I still don't think we would ever get anything in the movies that would be
the thing, though.
To that design.
We've already heard that one of the things they have planned for the near future is a fully CG animated movie set on Cybertron. So having Shockwave, Seekers, Soundwave, and Optimus Prime that looks like this is all stuff that they've now got on hand and available to incorporate into future projects. So that actually lends more weight to the idea that, yes, we could actually see an entire movie using models like this, if not these exact designs.
And depending on who's in the driver's seat, this is an all Spark Studios production, right?
I think all of it is. At this point.
That's Hasbro, and if Hasbro's in the driver's seat, you got to look. What do they sell more of? G1-ish looking Optimus Prime or movie Optimus Prime? G1-ish Optimus Prime. It's every time there's a new Optimus Prime, it's not tied to a movie. He looks like G1 Optimus. So I think if they had their druthers, it would be G1. But Diecast, I don't necessarily disagree with you. As much as I love the remitted designs and even modified remitted designs, they just look out of place in a movie like this. They just don't fit.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about the trailer for me is that, one, I didn't hate it. Two, I found myself marginally invested in seeing how it was going to turn out. And the main thing for me is that I don't feel like I need to set my expectations at dead zero just to.
Maybe you should.
I mean, maybe I should.
Don't get
but I don't.
hopeful, huh?
But I don't feel like going. I don't feel like I need to do that, at least right now. Just go in with zero expectations, because I've got just a little bit of hope that it's going to be a better entry in the franchise, and so I have to wait and see how that pans out. Of course,
I am excited in one sense, but by the time the movie comes out, I'm going in with zero expectations.
Yes.
They've done a good job so far of presenting the movie and keeping like a really consistent message of what to expect out of it. And they haven't done anything so far to really cause any trepidation. And, you know, we're fairly close to the release at this point. So, like, they've far exceeded my expectations for the marketing build-up for this movie already just by keeping everyone feeling positive toward it.
And it looks like it actually is going to have heart, which one of the previous 5 could you say that about?
Yeah, and it looks like Charlie is going to actually be someone who can emote and just, get across the emotions that the scene deserves instead of run, fall down, run.
Running is an emotion.
There was a shot
Beach
where
Machine
she
was.
was running, and it looks very. It doesn't look as clean as I think it should in this day and age. Where
I think you're
she's,
reading too much
looking
into it.
back. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just seeing it as an extension of the Bay movies still.
So, let's
low
let's be adults.
expectations.
Let's be adults here. So, I didn't catch what you're talking about. Are you referring to like cleavage or something? What are you referring to, Diecast, that you saw?
She was running. She was running away, and Bumblebee and another Decepticon were fighting in the background, and she was running away from it. And
I
it
think you
just
meant clean in the sense of shot composition, right, Diecast?
Yes.
I thought you meant it's not overly sexualized. Because my point was going to be, whenever you're filming somebody, angles, the way they turn, whatever, it may emphasize certain anatomy, but it doesn't mean this movie in and of itself is going to be hyper sexualized like the Bay movies were.
No, it just felt very fake to me. It looked like it was.
Of course, it's fake.
CG.
It's a movie.
It looked like it was. There's scenes in the movie where you don't really like. Oh, that's a person in front of a green screen. Like that's not.
I kind of get what where you're going with this. I think Diecast that shot composition has the kind of feeling of her running in front of a green screen while the robots fight behind her.
Exactly.
See, I'm going to push back a little bit because to me that was the end of the trailer because that was for the last 10 years you've complained about the action scenes cut so quickly you can't notice anything. Here is 5 full seconds of you seeing every bit of action. And it included a robot throwing a boat at another one, which is always a win.
Yeah. Well, see, and that was me because with my eyesight, I had I didn't even see, like I've mentioned this before, Optimus getting stabbed in the forest. I never even saw the actual motion. Yes. It was just so cut back and forth. It was terrible.
Yep.
I didn't realize he had even been stabbed till after it's already been done. But in the chat, Ed,
I'll take you all on, Don.
I'm sorry. Ed F raised a good point is that he sees it as an Iron Giant type story.
I can see that.
Well, and that's, I think somebody, it may have been Lorenzo de Bonaventura who actually made the Iron Giant comparison way early on in the development process for this movie. They're going for that specifically.
So, my suspension of disbelief is shot. So, I can't see it not think green screens and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the way our brains work, that's completely understandable because, all of us here are to varying degrees, well, maybe not Diecast, all of us here are to varying degrees people who really need to understand how everything we see works. So we, study and research and read about all this stuff, and it completely changes our perception over time of how we enjoy a piece of media like this because all we see is the gears turning behind it, not what we're actually being presented with directly.
Yeah.
Also, my son lost his collective crap when Optimus Prime showed up on screen. So it won the 4-year-old demo.
And the 44-year-old demo, yeah.
Yeah, true.
And like, there's a chance this movie might not be entirely inappropriate to show to a 4-year-old either.
No.
Is it still rated PG-13?
Yeah, I think it is, which is kind of a bummer because every trailer he's seen, he gets so excited. And I would love for that to be like the second movie I ever take him to, but for now it looks like it'll just be the Spider-Verse.
Well, that's not a bad choice either from what I've seen of that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
looks good too.
My take on this is that it's decent looking. It looks well done. The trailer didn't make me feel anything, including cynicism, which is an upgrade from the previous like 4 movies.
Right.
You know, I sort of feel like Don Carnar said it best. Congratulations, you have done not such a terrible job.
Don, I think like 4 of us know who Don Carnage is.
Well, then everyone else needs to find out.
Also, I don't think the movie actually has a rating yet.
Huh.
It may not.
If it came out, if it was PG, I would start getting excited.
I mean, if you're going to do it with the Kubo and the 2-strings guy.
Yeah, it may be PG-13 because of the violence. Maybe.
I mean, based on expectation,
yeah, but
PG-13.
it's violence against robots,
which always gets you
any...
like a -1 to your rating, pretty much.
Yeah.
And if there's not any like otherwise particular crude content, I could see it skating by with a PG.
That'd be great. Wow.
That'd be great. Yeah.
I think that would really help the overall accessibility of it, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
It would really send the message that this is a different kind of movie.
Yeah, and you don't have Megan Fox sprawl over the top of a car,
Thank God.
jumpstarting every boy's puberty in the.
There's nothing
theater.
wrong with that, Don.
It depends on what you're trying to sell and to who. And I was just about to say, just from how old were most of us when we got into Transformers, and how goddamn stupid is it that we've had 5 of these that you can't take small children to?
I know, right? 5. I was 5.
Well, is the first one kind of you could other than the peeing joke?
Nope.
No, there's
I
a
went
couple
and
other
saw
jokes
that
in there.
It was just like I went and saw that in the theater, maybe not on release day, but very close to it, and I was just stunned at what they put in a Transformers movie.
Right. I distinctly remember sitting there halfway through going, I can't tell my younger brother that we can go see this when I get home. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was the Megan Fox stuff in there, so yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, so excited about that somewhat.
I knew someone at the time with an 11-year-old and was like, yeah, I'm not sure I can tell you that you can take your son to this.
I mean, some parents just don't care. There was like a 7-year-old. It's like a 7-year-old in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And my buddy Ricky saw him and told the kid, "You have terrible parents." And I would have said the same thing.
And I just want to close this out by reminding everybody of Age of Extinction, and one of the actors in that who was talking in an interview and basically said that, it's not a movie to take your children to. And then a couple of days later, he signed a statement, but I'm sure Paramount wrote it for him that, no, this is a great movie for all ages or something to that effect. The people working on it know it's not good for kids. They just can't say it because of studio.
Yeah. So if you want to see photos from the trailer, there's a ton of screen caps at tformers.com. We have them linked in the show notes at tfradio.net/590. So
I had to run those twice because my capture thing screwed up the first time.
So you're capturing them?
Yeah.
So, so the way I do it normally is, doesn't VLC do? No, I'm thinking Premiere. Never mind.
There are ways to do like automatic extraction of frames every, set interval, but I find that's not really a good process because it doesn't really know to target like keyframes, for instance. You'll get a lot of in-betweens and smears and stuff, and it's just manual is really the best way to do it if you want like good focused quality.
So Generation Siege Deluxe Ratchet to be a Walgreens exclusive.
This comes to us courtesy of Rob Springer's contact within Walgreens. And yeah, there is a listing for Siege Ratchet. It is $19.99, and interestingly, so far, all the other Siege assortments in their deluxe waves 1 through 4 are still listed at $17.99.
So
I like how in the article you said, yeah, we might see it around this time next year.
That's my guess.
Probably not wrong.
Yeah, because I think it's about this time last year that Rob first shared the information about Wreck-Gar, who will show up soon, hopefully.
So is that GP percentage like the gross margin percentage?
Yeah,
I bet it is. So the person who is taking these screenshots will be fired if their boss finds out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So people, while we appreciate, learning things like this, don't get fired.
Yeah, cost is
it's not worth it.
71 and then retail's 1990. That sounds about right.
Yeah, don't get I didn't even see cost. Yes, it is. That's gross profit margin.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're providing information like this, which is a risky thing in any case, you might want to, think about cropping or otherwise obscuring some of the more sensitive information.
Yeah.
Don't lose your job.
Yeah.
No, don't lose your job.
Don't lose your job.
Yeah.
So basically, we're just expecting a Ratchet repaint and head remold. As far as anything
Probably,
special.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, the Ironhide.
Hey, Don. With this knowledge, you need to go into Walgreens and try to negotiate the price down to as close to $13.71 as you can.
No,
I want to speak to the store manager.
I know
because I
want this toy.
No, because
the best response.
Well, I think that's kind of what he was getting at without actually saying that.
Yeah. So get it if you want it. So we don't know anything. Do we know anything about Ratchet yet? He's not one of the toys that we've seen. I'm assuming. Do we think he's a retool?
Ironhide.
Yes.
I mean,
we've seen Ironhide. Okay, because I was.
Yeah, we saw Ironhide.
Cup for whatever reason. I thought Cup could potentially be.
Well, that's the thing. The Ironhide we saw borrowed bits and pieces of engineering from Cup, so
yeah,
it still all kind of traces back to the same thing.
Yeah. Let's see here. War for Cybertron Siege, leader class, Ultra Magnus Q&A reveals some info. What do we know?
It is 8 inches tall to the top of the shoulders.
Oh.
What?
It is 8 inches tall to the top of the shoulders.
That's a leader class toy.
That's a leader class toy.
Oh God.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There are photos posted today.
Yeah, that's the next item.
Yeah, from Figure King, I think it is, that support that because it is maybe a head taller than Voyager Optimus Prime.
Well, you figure most of that armor is just getting slapped on him, so it doesn't make the Voyager figure that much taller.
Yeah.
We also heard from Adam Paulus on Twitter basically confirming that, that Ultra Magnus has a lot of mass, but not a whole lot of height.
Yeah.
So, I kind of expect at New York Comic Con that there will probably be some talk about how they're trying to keep the characters in scale. That's kind of where I expect they're going to go with this. But
I think they might have already said something that affected San Diego, actually.
Yeah. But, so there you go.
But to me, that also, it could be just like they're using that as an excuse. Like, we're going to make all these to scale, but it'll all be on the small side. So they're basically saying, we're going to make these things as cheap as we can, obviously, but we're going to use the excuse. Yeah, but they're going to use the excuse of keeping them in scale, so that way it kind of covers
obfuscate.
Thank you. I'm very tired. Thank you.
Obfuscate.
That basically it's like, this is all in scale. It's a very small scale, but there you go.
Although, Chromia coming out as part of Wave 2 is just a retool of Moonracer and Firestar, which we have now, and we know how big that is. And like we were talking about just a minute ago, Ironhide uses elements of Cup's engineering. We've got some baseline here to think that the deluxes are not going to drastically change in size from what we have right now.
Yeah,
they're still small right now.
Yeah, and I mean the Voyager Prime, as we've seen, is within a head of Leader Ultra Magnus, so it may just be a specific thing to it may be specific to this mold and what they have to do with it that it is this height.
Yeah.
If there are other leaders that do not have a super armor gimmick, there is a possibility that they could be somewhat larger.
Or if
Maybe-
it's something executed closer to how the Power of the Prime's leaders are, where it's not building pieces of armor onto one core figure, but it's more, the slide-in integration that could lead back to bigger leader class toys too.
Yeah, I am really curious now, though, to see the core Ultra Magnus robot and the Voyager Prime side by side.
I would have to imagine they're very close in height.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think.
And the other thing is that if this is the base mold that we're getting a leader Optimus Prime from, the way that armor works, it could very well be a take on Fire Convoy. Because there is a very tiny picture in Figure King of how the armor fits on Ultra Magnus, and that could work just perfectly for a Fire Convoy homage.
That'd be weird.
It would, but it would pair up with the Magnus to a certain extent in several different ways. So who knows?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
The shape of the windows, sort of. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Magnus's cab is based on RID Magnus. So if you're going with some shared tooling and an RID Prime homage, there's shared elements there.
True.
Yep.
As an experiment, I could just potentially skip Siege entirely. I wonder what that would do to my stress level.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be under siege anymore, Brian.
Oh God, Don. Okay.
In the short run, it would help. In the long run, 3 years from now, and you're like, I didn't buy any of those figures. Then you hit
Yeah, I'd be
eBay,
pissed
it
off.
will kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian,
I'd be
you
pissed
can't
off.
move on. You missed the best part of that.
What did I miss?
What?
That
Oh yeah.
they mentioned a Titan class figure coming in 2019, or they're teasing a tease for 2019.
What was the
which is-
tease?
The
What do they
tease
tease?
is Transformers Siege War for Cybertron trilogy. It said there might be something big on the horizon, and it says, will there be another addition to the Titan class with a question mark. So I'm assuming they're teasing this because they're going to give us a tease at New York Comic Con.
Ooh, you'll get to see a leg or a foot.
Maybe a
If it's
hand.
Scorponok, it could be a claw.
It could be a claw.
Oh,
Oh, God,
yeah.
it's a claw.
Well,
That's why I want to ask what I'm still going with Unicron. I still think that's really close to
When's New York Comic Con? When are we going to know?
New York Comic Con is next week.
Okay, so we have 1 week wait. Let's speculate. If we see
Omega Supreme.
That's my guess. I agree.
They will show us either a piece of track from the base if they recreate that faithfully, or it will be the rocket arm.
The rocket arm. Yeah.
Yeah, the rocket arm's pretty iconic. But the track would be either one's a dead giveaway, but the track would be more in line, I think, with the kind of teases they've done before, if that's going to be a part of what a Titan class Omega Supreme would be.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but Omega Supreme would make sense since they're on Cybertron right now, and Omega Supreme was a character that was originally on Cybertron as a guard.
Plus, a bunch of third-party ones have come out, so of course it's the perfect time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really hoping for a Unicron, but
I'm
getting
hoping for a
Unicron.
Scorponok, but not a Titan class. I want a leader Scorponok still. I'm never going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tease. We'll find out next week. Diecast will be there. Excited.
And yes, Paladin, not an animated Omega Supreme.
although this
Never
is
an
the one
animated
that
Omega Supreme.
this is the one they probably do on the Twitch broadcast
Yeah.
that they do, and that's typically Friday at 1:00. I think is the times.
Yeah.
The last 2 years is when it was, although that could change this year. But
Yeah, that sounds maybe right.
So MPM-7 movie masterpiece Bumblebee. We have in-hand photos. I have mixed feelings about this. I kind of like it, but I just don't feel that I need it.
I think I'll get by fine with just the Studio Series Volkswagen Bumblebee.
Like, I have a perfectly fine masterpiece Volkswagen Bumblebee that looks like the Bumblebee that I wanted to look like.
Right.
But it doesn't look bad at all.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Yeah, I'd be tempted, but I don't know. Like, I'd have to see it and actually grab
Be
it then.
tempted.
Ooh,
Thanks,
yes.
Don.
Mhm.
No, that felt more like channeling Paladin of anything.
What? What
Nothing.
I do?
Yeah,
It was before you started listening.
Sorry.
I
You
can't
should
lie.
be
I
more
want it.
attentive, Don.
He's very
I'm,
tired.
I'm very tired. As I said, I'm very tired.
I'm very tired. My throat is killing me, so we should power through this. Yeah. So, not buying it. I don't think, unless I get it for cheap, which I won't. I have yet to buy a single movie masterpiece figure, and I don't feel like that I'm missing out on anything, to be honest with you. So does anybody care about this? Perfect Effect, Jet Power, Revive, Prime. First look at early prototype
It's nice
For-
looking.
for
Yeah,
It
their
is.
It's very nice looking.
Optimus Prime. Yeah.
They're already planning revisions based on what they've learned with this prototype. They're adding more ratcheting joints, and they're going to redesign some other more cosmetic elements of it. They did mention that one of the features they have planned for this is a little like flying drone thing that can detach from the trailer.
So it's like G1 Optimus, but with like the dead parts of Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen.
Yes.
Essentially,
kinda.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
we
don't.
talked about this a couple weeks ago from the initial reveal renders. This is our first time seeing an actual prototype of it.
There's something like Battlestar's manga looking about it that I
Yeah.
kind of like.
Ooh, maybe that's
Yeah.
why I'm into this.
Yeah.
You know, though, I think I like the other one better that has the trailer that has all the jet parts built in. I think I like that version better.
I want a Super Megatron now.
I thought that was the one we were looking at.
I don't know what version you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm not sure what
Don.
Don's referring to.
I
Yeah.
really want a Super Megatron that's
Yeah,
Looks like
yeah,
this.
Super Megatron would be cool.
It'd be super.
yeah, just be Super Megatron. I remember like when I first got on the internet and started learning about all this stuff, I just couldn't wrap my head around how, Super Megatron was Megatron again and not Galvatron. Now that I'm nearly 40, it's like I don't care. Megatron has been Megatron off and on. It doesn't matter,
Megatron's been Megatron far more than he's been Galvatron.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't hate this. I really don't.
I kind of like it. And
I think it's
yeah, I'm-
135 pre-order right now.
Which for, I mean,
Seems reasonable.
the combined form of it, like all the stuff put together, is supposed to be the size of a leader class, probably bigger than Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, it's a little
Um,
bit bigger
than Ultra
than Peter,
Magnus.
I would think. Yeah.
That for 135 and a Perfect Effect product, that's surprisingly reasonable.
And you're right, guys. I'm sorry. I had forgotten the other one was Perfect Effect. I don't know but this is.
Don,
this is
Yeah.
this is the
Harder.
one this is the one you were thinking of. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Don.
Yeah, it is. I just blanked on
It's a rough night. It happens.
Yeah. because this to me this looks so much different than the pictures that I've seen to this point. So I guess that's just what was
Well,
throwing
those
me
were
off.
renders and also in color.
Yeah, grayscale just really does change a lot of things.
Don,
Grayscale and being an actual physical item, for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're not feeling well, and I know that you're blanking out. So one thing I'd recommend is you go to tfradio.net/Amazon, and once you go to the Amazon link, search for military energy gum. It is awesome. It's like 100 milligrams per piece. It is so great.
I thought you were going to
caffeine, I
suggest the
assume?
order is
Yes.
coffin so I can get ready.
Yes.
How many milligrams of
Caffeine,
Like
gunpowder.
160 probably for the whole can.
I did notice on Amazon if anyone needs a Power of the Primes Predaking still, they have a Amazon warehouse deal on him.
Really?
For like 138 or something.
Yeah, 20 bucks
That's
off.
not
on that.
terrible.
Save a little bit.
Okay, so Mountain Dew Code Red may be a bad general example,
that was
but this one can has 54 milligrams of caffeine in it. So one piece of that gum is 2 cans of this Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
It's awesome.
It taste good though
It
because
tastes okay. Well, I got some in my drawer right here. Let me
A live
Live-
taste
live
test
taste
on
test.
air.
so
Now remember, in order to do this properly, Brian, you have to actually chew into the microphone. This is something that social eating, apparently, this is how it works.
is this how it works? Hopefully this doesn't turn somebody on who's listening. I apologize.
Yes,
Everybody-
it's about to become ASMR.
One piece. So good. Oh, so good.
Great now Brian's looking for One Piece as well.
I don't want to tell you. So good.
That is literally social eating on Twitch. Good job, sir.
Is that a thing?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, that's okay. Good reason to avoid Twitch. Thank you for telling me.
All right, I'm looking it up right now.
Well, and on YouTube.
But it is
Twitch is minimally terrible.
totally worth the cost. So
$26.60 for a box.
Yeah, do you mean the cost in money or the cost in what it's doing to your body?
Well, you know. So it's like five pieces per pack. How many packs per box? Diecast 24?
24 pack, 120 count. Yeah.
So 120. So for $26, it's like buying 240 cans of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but you could have got a lot more fun buying Cadbury eggs instead.
And rotten teeth.
They do have a 6-pack for $7.50 if you just want to try it, which isn't too much more expensive.
Boy, Don, just imagine if they made caffeinated Cadbury eggs.
It's called an awake bar.
But that's not a Cadbury egg.
It's very similar. It's kind of like a Cadbury, the
it's
caramel
not an egg.
No, but it's like
I don't like those. I want the original.
I like them all.
With it being Halloween, the Scream eggs are probably out now by now.
They are.
All right, Brian, you did your job. I'm buying one.
TF
Awesome.
Radio / Amazon.
Yep.
I gotta try it.
Yeah, there's Transformers and stuff too, but yeah. What's the sugar? Good question. So
while he's looking, social eating is actually its own category on Twitch. Just so you know.
Let me read this to you, okay? Chew one piece for 5 minutes. If not alert within 15 minutes, chew a second piece. Do not exceed 2 pieces in 3 hours or more than 4 pieces in 24 hours for civilians. Do not exceed 10 pieces in 24 hours for military. It does have sugar per piece.
I can imagine.
Yeah, well, I was hoping it was sugar-free. Per piece, it has 100 milligrams of caffeine, 2 grams of sugars per piece. So it's not that bad.
Oh, you can buy a 1,440 count for $216.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that'll get Brian through the weekend.
Oh, I see it. Oh, wow. Actually, I've had 2 boxes now for a couple months, and it's done me pretty good. One thing I also got was like this energy shot, but it was a refillable bottle. I need to take that to work. Yeah, I need to take that to work because I'm not using it. So it's cherry flavored. It's good.
What do you have? The spearmint or the
both? Well, I have cinnamon. And I have wintergreen or whatever the green one is.
Oh, the spearmint. Which one do you like better?
Surprisingly, cinnamon's actually really good. Cinnamon hides caffeine pretty well. So
that makes sense. It's such a strong, distinct flavor. It probably would be good at hiding something like caffeine.
Yeah, sure.
So Massey. So for people not watching the video, Massey is currently on screen.
We should give some of this gum to Massey.
Yeah. So
I never had much luck getting cast to chew gum.
No, Rob, what's on TFormers this week?
Okay, this week we've got a couple of NYCC 2018 exclusives up. Getting the second one here. Okay, well, first up, since that's the one I can get to load, Super 7 has got some exclusives of their 12-inch tall vinyl Optimus Prime Super Cyborg, the one with the transparent chest. And also a couple of exclusive Keshi surprises, one of Optimus, one of Megatron.
The Keshi surprises are actually 2 assortments. There's an Autobot and Decepticon assortment with several characters in each, and they're blind boxed.
Oh, cool. Thank you for actually paying attention when I was not. But yeah, for those who are not on video, the Keshi surprise, they're in the tradition of the G1 decoys. They're little single color molded rubber figures that were very big in Japan at the same time we got the decoys. That's what Muscle is from. That's what these are from. They were a pretty common thing for every major property in Japan at the time.
And the Super Cyborg Optimus Prime is in dead Optimus colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, for kids.
Oh yeah.
Not $80 for a figure, Don. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
But the other exclusive is the Furai model Nemesis Prime attack mode. It's based on that very Gundam-y looking Optimus Prime model kit. That's going to run $36, and the completed kit is 6 inches tall.
Neat.
And I have a connection who's going to get it for me. Woohoo!
Cool.
I didn't agree to that.
Not you.
You know, there are other people in the world that we talk to other than you, Diecast.
I mean, I had Diecast in mind, but someone else got to me first.
No, I'm actually not going into New York Comic Con, so I won't be able to get it anyway.
I don't blame you.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Don, what is on the network this week?
What's on the network this week? RPG Lessons Learned, episode 73. Our last ETU session, Savage Worlds ETU. The guys recap and go in depth on their last ETU session and what made it so great.
It was great.
They
But
did
what
enjoy
made it so?
You have to watch
The correct answer is listen to the podcast and find out.
Yeah. So find the show notes for this episode at tfradio.net/590. Leave us a voicemail, 931-99-GO-BOTS, 931-994-6268. And follow us on Twitter at TFRadio. And like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TFRadio. Buy a shirt. Go to tfradio.net/shirts. I'm wearing one right now. My professional robot collector shirt. I need to get the G2 version of the shirt. I haven't ordered it yet. I need to correct that. So,
did it finally go live?
The original G2 version.
Oh, the orange one hasn't yet still, huh?
No.
Oh.
We're
Sadness.
trying. Yeah, we're getting that resolved.
John's
Okay.
working on it, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So,
I
go
want
ahead,
to
Doc.
get a G2. I want to get a G2 shirt that somehow incorporates the Cybernet Space Cube, but I can't think of how to get it to work in the confines
John
of
can figure it out.
Yeah, you could.
You know what? We could do it as. Can you do lenticular on a shirt?
No,
And then you
I mean,
can
yes,
whichever
you
way
could.
you-
So great,
you
though.
can never wash it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and just checking shirtsicle.com, who is our shirt vendor. We still have 2 shirts in their top sellers list.
Nice.
Yeah, our other competitors are like the 4 Horsewomen, which is like Ronda Rousey and her crew. And something called Pod Awful. And Eric B. and Ray Kim. It's not Eric Crownover. So
I mean, I like Pod Awful as a branding. That would have been a good description for Superhero Time, too.
it would have been, wouldn't it? Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
All
All your best ideas come 10 years later.
this is true.
Mm-hmm.
I just had an idea.
As exampled by Don now.
It's like Superhero Time, the worst show on Toku's. God, I'm sorry.
I don't
You
think
know,
that's going to work, Don.
You already had the tagline, the internet's most offensive podcast about children's TV shows, and I don't think you could really top that.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
I'll be honest with you. Knowing all of what's out there, I doubt that it is the worst podcast about Super Sentai and Power Rangers.
I
I
doubt
don't-
it too,
I don't
yeah.
listen to other podcasts.
It's probably not the most offensive either.
No, but it's really good branding.
So,
Yes.
so I don't think he's listening. A friend at work, new guy on the team, really like him. Eager. I think of him as like super young, but he's like 36, so he's not like, but he just his attitude seems like really young and excited. So he loves anime and stuff, and he tries to talk to me about stuff like that. I'm like, literally the only animes I've ever watched are like Rujin Z, Grave of the Fireflies, the original Vampire Hunter D, Street Fighter 2, and Fist of the North Star. I can't really talk about anything beyond that when it comes to like OVA or whatever.
Didn't you watch Cowboy Bebop at least?
No, but he wants to like when it comes to like movies or whatever, like right. But like he wants to talk about Gundam. It's like, oh, there's a new Gundam series out. It's like, do you know anything about Gundam? And I'm like, not really. I have friends that are like extremely knowledgeable, but that's not really my thing. Like the only Gundam series I've ever watched was the worst one. And he's like, oh, which one was that?
0080?
No, I'm like
0083?
He was like, well, which one's that? And I'm like, Wing. But I could just tell, I could just watch him
Gundam Seed Destiny?
Watch him deflate. As I told him how much I hated Wing.
I have an acquaintance at work. He and I will talk Gundam from time to time, and he's a little behind. He hasn't seen anything since like at all Gundam since like Build Divers started. That time frame, he hasn't seen anything past that. But Wing is his favorite, and we were talking
his favorites.
And I mentioned that G Gundam was mine, and he sort of gave me this look like,
"What's that?
You're serious, right?" And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
G Gundam is an excellent series that is in many ways not good at being a Gundam series, and that's fine.
But that's why it's good, though.
Yes.
Like,
yes, it
literally,
is exactly.
that's why it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually just thinking this afternoon, since Build Divers just ended this week, like, the first two Build Fighters were better shows than Build Divers ended up being, but I think Build Divers is more what we need Gundam series to be to actually keep Gundam commercially viable. Like, it's where the franchise needs to be at this point. Maybe execute it a little bit better, but the same kind of setting and format.
So in the chat,
I'll agree with you, but I'm gonna put an asterisk beside that because it's just Divers just left me so just decompressed.
So in the chat, our pal Captain Rufus said, "Wing isn't bad," and the thing is, do you guys remember what his screen name was in the 90s?
No.
On Hot Toys Transformers, Dua Maxwell.
It's okay.
Of course he likes Wing.
I knew several of those in the late 90s and early 2000s. So
yeah. I mean, they kind of go around.
But specifically on Hot Toys Transformers. So
no, Wing is not like the high point of Gundam by any means, but like I find it very watchable.
It's the worst that I've watched.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean,
I could show you things.
There was probably a point at which Gundam Wing was maybe the worst Gundam series, but that was when we had half as much Gundam as we do now, basically.
No, see, it never could have been because 0083 came out before Gundam Wing.
Point. And yeah, nothing but loathing for 0083.
And I know there's a lot of people who really love 0080, but like it absolutely just never clicked for me. So like either one of those I would put on a lower tier than Gundam Wing, but Gundam Seed Destiny is pretty well at the bottom of any list I have.
Yeah. So funny enough, but no, I'll get back into the social plugs here in a second. There's a store called Bargain Hunt. And Chris, you may be familiar with it. I don't know. It's a Tennessee-based company.
Yeah.
They just started opening up here, and they have a ton of Amazon returns.
Yeah, that's pretty much their supply line.
It's the same people that source Ollie's also source them because I found some similar product.
Where is this magical land of Nirvana?
Well,
sounds
there's one in Hickorydon, one in Lenore, and one in Charlotte, and there's another one.
Yeah,
but
close yet.
But I did find like a Master Grade Gundam there. It was like in a beat up box, and it was $90, and I wasn't going to do it, but I was still surprised to see it.
Which one do you happen to remember?
What was the kit?
I don't remember. It was from a series that I'm not familiar with.
Which would be almost all.
Probably.
Because there are actually a few master grades large enough and complex enough to justify that cost, but it's not that many.
It's funny because they have certain product that has a ridiculously amazing price, and then they have rolls of toilet paper for $1 each.
Oh, that's where you sent that photo from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get why certain things have a phenomenal, closeout store price and other things, like a pack of wet wipes, one wipe Charlie's for $4. I mean, that should be like 70 cents at your closeout store. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but if you want to see pictures of toilet wipes and stuff on my Twitter, it's at twitter.com/bkilby or at bkilby on Twitter. And I'm also on. I'm also on. Hey, I used to talk about how I didn't post anything to Twitter. I post to Twitter all the time now.
You were busy today.
hate it. Yeah, I was working from home. I hate Twitter, but it's my primary outlet. So I hate Facebook more.
That's fair.
God, I hate Facebook.
The thing with Twitter is that you kind of end up hating it in aggregate as a larger thing, but the Twitter feed that you can sculpt for yourself with just your friends and just the people you want to see on it is pretty good.
Yeah, and it's easier to keep it to just your preferred content when you use like TweetDeck, where you don't get the pushes for other people's likes and other kind of recommended content.
And like on Facebook, on Facebook, I can't keep people out of conversations. So my favorite thing that ever happened was when my brother got into an argument with Neil Kaplan over socialism. That was pretty awesome. My brother, yeah.
Not surprising either.
My oldest brother, the one I'm not a fan of. Yeah, that was pretty funny. And I love seeing Gary Chalk, like, knock some people down when they post stupid stuff. But for the most part, I really hate Facebook because it just brings too many worlds together where I don't want them to cross paths. Yeah. So
that's exactly why
Twitter lately.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't follow my brother on my main account on Facebook or Twitter, just because I want us to have the space to be able to complain about each other when we want.
So I like being able to post photos of the kids on Facebook. Of course, I have to obscure their faces or obfuscate their faces or circle or whatever Don said.
Make them all old, and it's terrible.
No, he just face swaps his own face onto them. It's great.
My own face. But honestly, I've seriously considered deleting my account and just having like an account like Chris has.
You should.
Nobody uses it, so I can still manage like the Facebook pages.
You should.
Like Facebook is the only way I interact with certain people.
Well, that's why at this point I don't think I could actually like cut Twitter out of my daily activities, because like for several people it is the only means of contact I have for them in any like meaningful way. And like Chris, like you and I, we lost track of each other off and on for years. Yeah. Because I wasn't on IRC, and you were doing Usenet or anything like that. Yeah. And you're doing this Gundam thing. So they're like, when I brought this back, I was having a hard time getting a hold of you and John. Okay. So, if John had been on Facebook at that point, or if I'd been friends with John on Facebook, I don't think I was, it would have been a little bit easier. But it's easy to lose track of people, and Facebook keeps you from losing track sometimes. Of course, there's people that I wish I could lose track of.
Yeah. Hey.
So some people just won't go away.
Instagram. Chris, how do people get a hold of you? Your website? Yes, you can find what I work on at playwithphotography.com. I posted a gallery for Counterpunch over the weekend. I'm really happy with how that turned out. And then yesterday, I think I posted a new article talking about basically the cameras I've used over the years and how through each one my photography developed from being unspeakably awful to what you see now.
Nice.
And, being over the course of 20 years kind of erodes some of the accomplishment out of that. But it's also kind of the inspiration for, like, I want to help other people get from where I was to where I am, but not take half their life. I mean, if they want to trade me half their life, I'm not going to necessarily turn that down.
Well, if they if they trade you half life, it'll never come out. So, I mean,
Well, the first two will.
Yeah, the first two times it'll work.
It'll work fine, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I had forgotten until I read that you are 2 cameras ahead of me now. So.
Yeah.
Only by accident, kind of?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm still using the model for video that we both got at about the same time. So
we didn't even get the same model of that power shot.
Oh, geez.
You actually ended up with the lesser one.
Okay, so I'm 2.5 cameras behind.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's wrong with Brian?
Yeah. No, I don't think it would be. I don't think it would suit their purposes. Probably, I think they would want something better than what I have.
Yeah, probably.
So Diecast.
I don't know what you have.
A D5300 and an SX350.
Actually, both of those would probably be the Nikon would definitely be a step up from where Rob is, and even that Power Shot probably would be too.
What is it? My Power Shot is the SX.
What year did that Power Shot come out?
Like 2 years ago, the SX 530 HS.
Yeah, I've had mine for like 3 years, 4 years at least.
Is that what you have?
2014, and it was new in 2011 or 2012.
Yeah, so my model is much older. So
yeah.
Well, you know what, Rob? What you should do is you should learn how to make the best pictures with a Polaroid instant camera and have the ultimate niche photography area. You know, everything's done on Polaroids.
Don, there are people out there who already do that.
Oh yeah, that's
maybe
plus,
not
you know,
robot
Instagram.
toys. I don't know that.
Yeah, possibly not of robot toys.
No. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, the most important thing is to follow TF Radio on Twitter at TF Radio.
Oh crap! Yes, thank you.
Yeah, since I'm gonna be doing the Hasbro interview next Thursday, the 4th, around 3:30. So look for some tweets. If there is anything I can take pictures of and shoot, post up, I will.
Do you have a Google Glass? You can just wear that and surreptitiously take pictures of everything.
I don't think the photos are that great with the Google Glass.
Probably.
I mean, I haven't made it like for years.
Well, and like, given the size of that, how big could the sensor in it possibly be?
Not
big.
big.
It would be comparable to what you have in a camera. I mean, a camera phone, and my phone takes phenomenal photos.
So yeah, that's really important. Set your calendar for October 4th, because that's going to be a really nice day for Transformer news.
Hopefully,
maybe.
Hopefully something to look forward to.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I have to get up at like 5 a.m. to jump on the train to get up there.
Hey,
so.
Brian, what time do you get up every morning?
I mean, I'm not honest. It's not 5 o'clock. It's like 7:15.
Well, it used to be though.
It used to be 5:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm up at 6.
When you had your like hour and a half commute or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. He's getting up for work. I'm getting up to do something that I don't get paid for. So
that's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, you get paid in inexplicable adulation and the feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, you get paid in exposure.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good for your resume. God.
Exposure.xt.
Yeah. So, now that I left 5 minutes from work, I don't have to get up that early. So it's pretty great.
But you can also follow me on Twitter at Diecast2, on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast, and or if you want to see my reviews, just go to tfradio.net/reviews.
Cool.
And if you're interested in that, you can subscribe to his YouTube channel also.
Yeah.
Yes. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4 EBR.
Oh, I did forget to mention that I actually did put up it was an unboxing, but it was of the Series 4 Apple Watch, because that's actually how I found Shadow Raider. I went to Target for the Apple Watch, and I came home with Shadow Raider.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think that's a better choice than the watch, honestly.
Well, I got the watch too, but
yeah, I know.
I had to get.
I know. I saw the posted video.
Yeah. Rob.
You should just record the unboxing in the store and not bought the watch.
Yes.
Can I? I don't want this after all.
I am on Twitter and YouTube at Flailthroughs. This week I am doing the Gundam Battle Operation 2 Basics series, which explains how to get the game, how to get the Japanese account. You need to download the game, where the basics of how to navigate all the menus, and the basics of combat, which it looks like is going to be outdated as of midnight tonight once they update the game, which is just exactly why I had held off on doing these videos for so long. But also, of course, you can find me on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and see the Transformers related videos that XV and I do for TFormers on YouTube at TFormers TV.
Cool. Jason. Yeah.
I'm on Twitter at Jason S. Kirk, and also tfradio.net/JasonList, which is completely unrelated to a certain yearly event that is occurring this coming Sunday, the 30th. Not related to that at all. Nope.
we'll take your word for it, since we obviously have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking
Happy
about.
birthday.
Well, thank you.
Oh, your birthday. Oh, dude,
I knew what he was saying.
I don't even know my brother's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Well, here's the thing. Earlier today I was like, I should actually mention that at some point, because I haven't for the last 360 some days, or 50 days.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Cool.
Rob, since you're doing a video on the basics, you should ask Chris McFeely to do one for you. Just sort of throw everyone off. The basics on how to do a Gundam game or something.
Oh, he is too big on YouTube for me. Believe me.
Cool. So, and John's not here. He's at that John D everywhere. Matt's not here. He's Melvar on Twitter. 3 L's, 2 R's. MELLVARR. I'm dying right now. I'll see you next week.
Bye bye.